Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Śrī Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Bhakta Vrinda. Vande Guru Nisha Bhakta, Nisha Nisha Vataraka, Tat Prakasham Tat Shakti, Krishna Chaitanya Sangyakam. Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodito, Gaurudaye Pushpavanatau Chitrau Sandau Tamonudau, Gantira Rambhakori Mangala Charana, Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan Tinira Smarana Hoya Vighana Vinashana, Anayasa Safal Nija Vanchita Purana, Jaya Jaya Kripamoy Jagatiranath, Sarva Jagatira Kuro Shubhadishtipa, Panchatatvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, dear worshipable devotees, for taking out your valuable time to read Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta in the company of devotees given by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So we read till text 116 yesterday. We're discussing about the Lord Krishna, Rasika Shekhar. So we'll move on to the next verse, which is 117. Vacha Shuchita Sarvari Rati Kala Pragalabhyaya Radhikam Vrida Kunchita Lochanam Virinchayan Agre Sakhinam Asau Tadvakshuruha Chitrakili Makari Panditya Param Gataha Kaishoram Safali Karoti Kalyana Kunje Viharam Harihi. Translation imported by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Lord Krishna made Srimati Radharani close her eyes in shame before her friends by his words relating their amorous activities on the previous night. Then he showed the highest limit of cleverness in drawing pictures of dolphins in various playful sports on her breasts. In this way, Lord Hari made his youth successful by performing pastimes in the bushes with Sri Radha and her friends. Hare Krishna. Purport: this is the verse from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 2.1.231 of Srila Rupa Goswami. Hare Krishna. So we were talking about the Kishore Lila pastimes of the Lord in Kishore in the first 5 years. The Vatsalya Rasa is predominant. In the first 5 years, Vatsalya Rasa. Vatsalya Rasa is not just a parent experiencing the love towards a child. It's also the child experiencing the love of the parent. So both ways. Krishna being a parent and Krishna being a child to a parent. Both are Vatsalya Rasa. So, and then the next 5 years, Paganda is the Sakya Rasa. And then the Kishore Avastha, which is also this verse, the Madhurya Rasa is predominant. And we have discussed this point again and again, that these are the pastimes which are glorified by great renunciates, great Mahajans, great sannyasis. So these are not just ordinary display of lust. These are transcendental, janma karma chame divyam, evam yo veti tattvataha. So this is the wonderful Lila of the Supreme Lord. Next verse we'll read, 118. Yes, Sudhir Prabhu, want to read?
Sure, Prabhuji. Hare Kṛṣṇa devotees, Dandar Pranam, on Shri Prabhupada, text number 118. Hare Kṛṣṇa Chet Avathari-syan Madhurayam Madhurakshīradhikacha Abhavishyadhiyam Vrate Vrister Makaran Kastu Visheshatas Tadatra. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. O Purnamasi, if Lord Hari had not descended in Mathura with Srimati Radharani, this entire creation, and especially Cupid, the demigod of love, would have been useless. Purport. This verse is spoken by Sri Vrinda Devi in the bhāgavata-sevayā 7.3 of Srila Rupa Goswami. Hare Kṛṣṇa Prabhuji. Here, so we can see that, if Lord did not descend in the Mathura with Srimati Radharani, and this entire creation, Prabhupada is mentioning entire creation, and especially the Cupid love would have been useless. So it's a wonderful description. Please add, Prabhupada. Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Vidagdha Madhav, Lalita Madhav, these are the wonderful few of the many literatures given by Śrīla Rupa Goswami. Nectar of instruction, nectar of devotion. Anyone remembers where we have read the word Purnamasi? Anyone recalls? Jayo Radhe Jayo Krishna Jayo Vrindavan Jayo Shri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Moha Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Kalindi Jamuna Jayo Jayo Mahava Jaya Breshabhanu Jaya Kirti Dasundari Jayo Purnamasi Jayo Abhiranagari. In this beautiful bhajan, the word Purnamasi comes. So Purnamasi is the elderly gopi. Stanza number 5. Elderly gopi who is arranged for the mother of Sandipani Muni, who was the teacher of Krishna. So basically kind of Krishna's kind of relation, like a grandmother, technically. Guru is the father. So the grandmother of Madhumangal and Nandi Mukhi, and beloved disciple of Devarshi Narada. These are the some of the attributes of Shri Purnamasi Devi, disciple of Narada, grandmother of Madhumangal. So basically the elderly gopi arranged for these pastimes. So this is a little bit about Purnamasi. Okay, we'll go to the next one. Yes, Vipul Bro, you want to read?
Sure, Guruji. Also, devotees, Dharma Pranam, all goes to Srila Prabhupada. Text 119 and 120. এই মত পূর্বে কৃষ্ণ রসের সাধন যদ্যপি করিল রস নিঃশ্বাস চর্বণ তথাপি নহিল তিন বাঞ্ছিত পূরণ তাহা আস্বাদিতে যদি করিল যতন. Translation by His Divine Grace is Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada ki joy. Even the Lord Krishna, the abode of all mellows, had previously in this way chewed the essence of the mellow of love. Still, he was unable to fulfill three desires, although he made efforts to test them. So, I think it is again told the reasons of advent of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the form of Radharani, but with the mood of Krishna, to test the love of Radharani, and also to Radharani, and also to know what qualities of Krishna that attracts the Radharani, and also what pleasure Radharani gets by loving Krishna. For this intelligence, the Mahaprabhu came to this Kali Yuga. Back to Prabhuji. That is the reason for Krishna.
Another year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Although he is the abode of all mellows, Rasika Shekhara, Rasraja, Sadhana, Rasera, Sadhana. He is the source of all pleasure, the reservoir of all pleasure, he is the ocean of all pleasure, yet he wants to fulfill the three desires. Now, what are those three desires? We have discussed before as well, but these are very important. So Śrī Caitanya Goswami is going to explain what are those three. Let's see. 121. Prabhu, want to read this one?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Text 121. Taharo prathamo vancha koriye bekkhan Krishna kahe ami hoi rashero nidan. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. I shall explain his past desire. Krishna says, I am the primary cause of all rashas. Hare Krishna Prabhu, back to you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So Krishna's three unfulfilled desires are given in Adi Lila 1.6. Right? So in 1.6 also it's shared. This section explains, this section which we're going to read now, from this verse, from 119 onwards, till 229, so almost 110 verses. 110 verses are going to talk about what? The three unfulfilled desires. So in Adilila 1.6, it was just like a kind of a very, very brief summary was given. Now, Śrī Caitanya Goswami is going to elaborate on the three unfulfilled desires. The Lord is also very, very desiring. Still his desires are unfulfilled. So let's see what are those desires. Okay, anyone else wants to read? Yes, Sampada Mataji, please. Yeah, we can't hear you. Are you speaking? Maybe your mic is not working. Something is not right. Vijay Mataji, you want to try? Try reconnecting. Something Mataji can understand.
Hare Krishna. Purananda Maya Ami Chino Maya Puran Tattva Radhika Preme Ama Karya Anamat. Translation. Translation. I am the full spiritual truth and am made of full joy, but the love of Srimati Radharani drive me mad. Hare Krishna. Back to you.
Hare Krishna. Purna Ananda Mayami Chinmaya Purna Tattva Radhikara Prema Ama Karaya Unmata. Although Krishna is full of Ananda, Satchit Ananda Vigraha, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Satchit Ananda Vigraha. Ami Chinmaya, spirit, completely spiritual, Purna Tattva, full of the truth, Satchit Ananda. But what is this prema of Sri Radhika that drives me crazy? Unmatta. Sri Radhika prema kare Krishna ama kare unmatta. It drives me crazy. Therefore, one of his name is Madana Mohana. Madan Mohan is Krishna, but Radharani's name is Madan Mohan Mohini. So basically, one who puts Madan Mohan also in Moho is Madan Mohan Mohini. So that is the love of Sri Radhika, which is unparalleled. We cannot fathom the love of Sri Radharani towards Krishna, so that Krishna is also maddened. Text number let's okay. So we read this 123. This basically 121 to 137 is about the greatness of Radha's love towards Krishna. And this is in Adi Lila 1.6. And what is that 1.6? Śrī Radhaya Pranaya Mahima. Pranaya Mahima, the glories or the greatness of Śrī Radha's love. Śrī Radhaya Pranaya Mahima. So we cannot fathom Kidrisha, of what kind. Desiring to understand the glories of Radha's love. So that was the reason number one. Śrī Radhaya Pranaya Mahima. We can remember this verse. Śrī Radhaya Pranaya Mahima. So reason one, based on the three reasons. This is the reason one, which is going to continue till 127. It drives Krishna crazy. Let's read the next one. One was not yet read. Sampada Mataji, you understand? Nandana Mataji.
Prabhuji, Dandal Pranam. Srila Prabhupada. Na jani radhara preme aache kata bala, ye bale amare kare sarvada vihvala. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I do not know the strength of Radha's love, with which she always overwhelms me. Back to you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So who is speaking this verse? Anyone? Who's speaking this verse?
Krishna said,
Yes, Krishna is speaking. I do not know the strength of Radha's love with which she overwhelms me. We just read here. Krishna says. So Krishna's Guruji Goswami is explaining the heart of the Supreme Lord or the mood of the Lord. So Krishna says here, Vyakhyana Krishna. Vyakhyana means to explain. So Krishna is explaining what he says, Krishna kahe ami hai rasira nidhan. Although I am the cause of all desires or mellows, but I do not understand Radha's love. It overwhelms me. Shri Radha Pranaya Mahima. You can remember it's a very, very important. This is the first reason of the 3 internal reasons. So let's see the next one. 124. Yes, Prabir Prabhu. There's no purport. So
Hare Kṛṣṇa devotees, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Śrīla Prabhupada. 124. Radhikaro prema guru ami shishya not, Sada ama nana nitte nachayo udbhat. Translation by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada, Jai Śrīla Prabhupada. The love of Radhika is my teacher, and I am her dancing pupil. Her prema makes me dance various noble dances. Hare Kṛṣṇa Prabhu, back to you.
Hare Krishna. This is so sweet and poetic. The love of Radhika. Radhikara Prema. Guru. Guru means teacher. Ami Shishya. Not. I'm a student. And she always makes me dance. You can also remember, basically the love of devotee makes even Krishna dance, isn't it? So Krishna is controlled by the love of his devotee. Whether it's the Sakhya Rasa, by the cowherd friends, whether it's the Vatsalya Rasa, by Mata Yashoda, is controlled, whether it's the Madhurya Rasa, by the love of Shri Radhika and other gopis. What's that famous line? Chachiya var chach pe nach nachaya. This is a famous like Brajboli. Amrinda Prabhu quotes.
ऐसे श्री भगवान को मेरा वारंवार प्रणाम है. कृष्णा जिनका नाम है, गोकुल जिनका काम है, गोकुल जिनका धाम है.
Yes, that's also very nice bhajan.
You're thinking of some other bhajan?
Yes, I was thinking about that, how the gopis make Krishna dance on a glass of chach.
Dahi ba is the stanza in that song.
Lot dimag khana khayo, wahi bala sung dhenu chalayo. Shri Bhagavan ko. Very nice. Thank you, Puji.
यशोदा जी की मैया नंद जी ऐसे गोपाल को बारंबार प्रणाम.
So in short, the point was that Krishna is dancing on the tunes of Gopi's love. Tahir ahir ki chohya chachiya bar chach par nach nachav. So little chachiya bar chach is buttermilk. On the bribe of buttermilk, Krishna would dance. Why? Krishna has less butter in his home. No, it was their love. To reciprocate to the love. So many bhajans are there in this regard. Basically, Krishna is henpecked. Krishna is completely bound. And a pure devotee is bound by Krishna's love, and Krishna is bound by the love of his pure devotee. Sadhavo hridayam mayyam sadhunam hridayam tav aham mat anyati na janti mat anyati na jananti. Krishna does not know anything but his pure devotee. The pure devotee knows nothing but Krishna. Krishna can go to any extent for his devotee, and a pure devotee can go to any extent for Krishna. A pure devotee dances to the tunes of Krishna, and Krishna dances to the tunes of his pure devotees. This is the reciprocal relationship. Sadhavo hridayam mayyam mayi sadhunam hridayam tavaham mad anyati na jananti naham tebhyo managapi. Prabhupada said, Nachao, nachao, nachao Srimati. Make me dance the way you make me dance. Pure devotee asking Krishna to make me dance. I'm just a puppet. Kashtera putli. I'm like a wooden doll. You move my strings. And here, Śrī Radharani moves Krishna's strings. So, Krishna is bound by the love. Similarly, Bilamangal Thakur also says, hey, you think you can run away from my heart? Sorry, you can't run away from my heart. I have bound you. Because you're a thief and you'll get punishment because of your thievery, your crimes. So very, very sweet, loving relationship. But of course, even Krishna cannot understand Radharani's love. Radhaya, Pranaya, Mahima, who are we to understand? But we can at least try to understand. It is very, very exalted. One more verse, 125. Anyone wants to
Hare
read
Krishna
this?
Prabhuji.
Yes, please.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Kasmad vrinde priya sakhi Hare pada mulat kuto sau Kundaryannikim iha kurute nritya siksham guruhu kaha Tam twan murtihi pratita rulatam Digvidikshu spuranti Sailu siva pramati parito nartayanti sapaschat. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada. Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. O my beloved friend, Vrinda, where are you coming from? Purport, I am coming from the feet of Shri Hari. Where is he? In the forest on the bank of Radha Kunda. What is he doing there? He is learning dancing. Who is his master? Your image, Radha, revealing itself in every tree and creeper in every direction, is roaming like a skillful dancer, making him dance behind. This text is from the Govinda Lilamrita 8.77 of Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, back to you.
Krishna, thank you. So this is just it's not the purport, this is part of the translation itself. If you have the hard copy there, it's clear. On the website there is some technical error, I believe. So let's meditate upon. Anyone has any comments on this verse? Who is speaking this again? Krishna, right?
Brindadevi is speaking, Prabhu.
Yeah, so it's a conversation basically between, oh my dear, oh my beloved friend Vrinda, where are you coming from? So now there's a conversation happening. I'm coming from the feet of Lord Hari. Krishna says, where is he? He's in the forest, on the bank of Radha Kund. What is he doing there? He is learning dance. Who is his master? Your image. So basically it's a conversation between Krishna Priya Sakhi and Hari and the Lord. Let's read this again. So this part. Oh my beloved friend Vrinda, where are you coming from? So Vrinda says, I'm coming from the feet of Sri Hari. Krishna says, where is he? Basically, yes. You know, sometimes, have you ever had such conversation? Like, this happens sometimes, indirectly, not putting us, not asking, it's not addressing himself as him, but he's asking, where is he? He's in the forest on the bank of Radha Kund. Okay, what is he doing there? Krishna is asking. Vrindadevi says, he's learning dancing. We're okay, then he must have a dance teacher. Krishna is asking in the Sakhi, who is the dance teacher? Who is the master? Who is the master? As we discussed in the previous verse, your image, because Radharani is who? Radha Krishna, Radha Purna Shakti, Krishna Purna Shaktiman, Dui Vastu Bhedinai, Shastrira Pramar. Radha is basically Krishna's image. Your image, Radha, revealing itself in every tree and creeper, in every direction, is roaming like a skillful dancer, making him dance behind. So poetic and esoteric. So this is another verse by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami from another book of his Govinda Lilamrit. These are very high books, maybe after a few years we can gradually read those as well, as time and situations and our spiritual maturity allows. So, any thoughts, additions on this verse? Anyone wants to add and say anything? Prabhu wants to say something?
Prabhu Hare Krishna. So here actually we see that even though Yogamaya, Purnamashi, they kind of orchestrate everything, but Brinda Devi also has a role, especially in Brindavan. The one important thing is Brinda Devi, she doesn't have any envy. Actually, she makes all the groves and everything so nicely, so conducive for Radha Krishna's pastime. So, and she kind of like makes sure everything goes very smoothly. So here we can see that, she plays a significant role so that Radharani is happy, Krishna is happy. And that mood is in all the gopis. None of them are envious of anybody. And we will see in the future chapters that in some cases Radharani, just for Krishna's happiness, she requests other gopis to have a relationship or have reciprocation with Krishna. So that's the kind of like we can get a glimpse what is happening in Goloka Vrindavan, that there is no envy. Everybody is trying their best to make Krishna happy as much as possible. So that's one of the, I remember in one of the lecture in Jagannath Puri's lectures, His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj was saying, when Maharaj Prataprudra, under the guidance of the devotees like Sharbhuma Bhattacharya and other elderly devotees, he went to their garden, Balagandi garden, where Mahaprabhu was taking rest, and he's studying the massaging. And when he recited those verses of Gopi Gita, when he came to the 9 verse, Mahaprabhu jumped and embraced him and said, Burida, Burida, you are the greatest. Who are you? And Maharaj was saying that is the mood. All the devotees were so happy that Maharaj Prataprudra got so much mercy from Mahaprabhu. Nobody thought. So that's what I was thinking. It's so nice. That it's a learning point for me. Hare Kṛṣṇa, Prabhu, back to you.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that the mode of humility and selflessness, thinking others are superior. Wonderful. Anyone else has any other comments or additions? Okay, then we'll read one more verse today before we wrap up. 126. Anyone? Yes, Deepa, interview?
Sure, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat, text number 126. Nija prema swada mora haye ahlada taha te koti guna radha prema swada. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Whatever pleasure I get from tasting my love for Srimati Radharani, she tastes 10 million times more than me by her love. Haribol. So Prabhuji, here we can see the real love of Radharani. So Krishna himself is telling that Srimati Radharani tastes 10 million times more than the love he himself tastes. Such a exalted devotion, Prabhuji. Please add Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Radharani, we discussed the root word. Anyone remembers the root word?
Aradhana.
Aradhana. Aradhana, to worship, to serve, in the mood of a devotee. So, between the Lord and the devotee, who is greater? The devotee gets love 10 million times more than the Lord is getting. So that's the whole thing. The devotee enjoys the seva more than the Lord enjoys being served. And we can see that also in our dealings also. Isn't it? When we are serving someone, whether let's say a senior Vaishnava or sannyasi, or we are sharing books, or we are sharing holy name, or sharing prasad, there is a greater joy in serving than in eating or honoring prasad. Right? Do you agree with that? Honoring prasad is one thing, there is joy in there. That's nice, it's also seva. But there is greater joy in serving prasad to others and seeing their joy. So, the one who serves gets greater joy. The joy of service is real alad. Million times more. What was Prabhupada's joy? The joy was to see people happy. You can't see the struggle. What is this joy of the spiritual master? The spiritual master is very happy to see Chaturvidha Shri Bhagavat Prasado Swadvana Triptan Hari Bhakta Sangha Kritvaiva triptim bhajata sadaiva Vande Guru Śrī Caitanya. He sees devotees offering 4 types of prasad and then honoring prasad. He is very happy. Now the Guru is happy more than the disciple to see the disciples engaged in seva. Again. So the point here is that Krishna felt that my devotees are enjoying more than me, then let me come in the role of a devotee. So come in the role of Radharani. One of the internal reasons to experience. Again, Radha, Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta Mahima. That's the whole point. It's so glorious. It's 10 million times more than the joy of the Lord or the pleasure of the Lord. So this is the glories. Any other comments before we pause? Anyone has?
So, Prabhuji, the previous verse, the translation, just curious. There's no purport. So there's a conversation between the Vrinda Devi and Krishna.
Yes, this is my understanding based on Prabhupada's words. Right?
Okay, thanks.
Because all these are actually is spoken by Krishna. That is very, very clear. Basically, Sri Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami is explaining the heart. Like this verse also, whatever pleasure I get, who's I here? Krishna. Whatever pleasure I get from tasting my love or Krishna's love for Radharani, she tastes 10 million times more than me or Krishna by her love. So in all these verses, so, oh my beloved friend, who is my here? Oh, Krishna's beloved friend, Vrinda. Where are you coming from? Right? So it certainly is very evident that this is a conversation happening between Vrinda and Krishna. Right? Prabhu, do you agree? What is your take?
Oh, sorry. Hare Krishna. Actually, I was thinking, but when you read, I thought it's Krishna. But initially I was thinking that it is between Krishna and Radharani and Vrinda Devi. You said in the last night, it says your image. Because Radharani was asking, say here is that who is his master? And so Vrinda Devi is saying that that's your image, Radharani, and he's finding your image in everywhere. And then, so I was thinking that words between conversation between Radharani and Vrinda Devi. But when you said your image, because Radharani is Krishna's image, so that also correct.
This is the beauty of the scriptures. Prati shloke prati akshare anarthika.
Yes. Actually, just one thing I want to share, that in Goloka Vrindavan, there is a Birja Nodi. That Birja Nodi actually there was a pastime that one time Vrinda Devi was having, she was having association with Krishna. And Radharani came to know that Krishna is, she came, and Sridham was the doorkeeper. And then, and Sridham told that Radharani is coming and she is very angry. So then Vrinda Devi became Birja Nodi. And so, but in this Bhomo Vrindavan, Vrinda Devi was doing everything to facilitate Radha and Krishna's pastime. Actually, it's written in that Radha book by Srila Bhaktipur Maharaj. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, back to you.
I'll still go with that Mai is representing Krishna here, because in the previous verses also, if you see, the love of Radhika is my teacher. again spoken by Krishna. Here also then me, or whatever I get from tasting my love for Radharani. So here again and again this my, me, I, all these I, me and mine, my are representing Krishna. But what Kabir Prabhu said is also correct in one way. But in other verses we see that Krishna, from 121 onwards, it says Krishna says, and Krishna is speaking all these through the heart of Krishnadas Gurudev Goswami. Nice, very nice discussion. Thank you, Prabir Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Nice.
Thank you, Prabhu.
So we can meditate tonight on Sri Radha Pranaya Mahima. And we can focus on these 4 words, Pranaya Mahima, the glories of Radharani's love. How deep, how esoteric. We cannot fathom. Krishna cannot fathom. Who are we to fathom? So certainly that must not be taken cheaply. Like an ordinary boy and girl, or ordinary husband or wife, or ordinary girlfriend, boyfriend. This is not a thing of the world. This is pure, transcendental, unalloyed, unfathomable for us. So, but we can relish through the medium of great souls like Krishnadas Gurudev Goswami Prabhupada. So we pause here. Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta. Sorry.
Prabhu, sorry. I just want to share that bhajan by Vasudev, that Jodi Gaur na hoito tobe ki hoito kemone dhoritam de Shri Radharo Mohima Prema Rasya Srimad Jagati Janatoke. So actually, through Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, because even though in Bhagavatam we don't see Radha, even different Purans, there are some Radharani's pastimes are there. But until Mahaprabhu and until Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita, it was never actually expressed, published. And Mahaprabhu showed that what is in that first line, Sri Radhaya Pranaya Mohima Ki Dishya Banoyoiba. That is the Radharani's pranay, how glorious Radharani's pranay, that was never expressed before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that was never expressed in any book before Chaitanya Charitamrita by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So we are actually very fortunate. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Śrīla Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Mahāprabhu ki jai. Nitāṁ gaur prema. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindubhyaeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.